Well, hi, I'm Tom Rice. I've been privileged to be your state representative down at the Capitol for the past 15 years. If you know me, you have and voted for me, you recognize that I'm a highly conservative state representative, and I voted for lower state taxes, lower budgets, and more control for the people of their own destinies here in Georgia over a long period of time. And I want to talk to you about that in a different venue today. The vote on the City of Peachtree Corners is coming up on November 8th. That vote is a vote where you'll get to exercise your rights as citizens to figure out what the future of this area will hold in terms of whether you want it to be a city or not. Now, over the past few weeks, I have been starting to receive emails that have concerned me, and I want you to have a moment of truth with regard to the issues that have come up. Let me give you an example of what I mean. This is an email that I received yesterday. It's from those good people who want you to vote no and against the city on November 8th. Now, as I went through this, I looked and I found some things in it that you ought to be aware of because it characterizes some of the controversy associated with this issue. There's a sentence here that says, "Remember, no one asked any of us if we wanted a city before the bill was passed. We did vote down a ballot question on the idea in 2005. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is not true. That's entirely fiction. There was no ballot issue in 2005 for a vote on this city. The reason I know that is because I would have to have been the one to put the bill together to put that question on the ballot. And there was never a question on the ballot, nor was there a question on the ballot about the city in any of the years prior to that or since 2005. This is the first opportunity you'll have to express your opinion on this. Now, it's this type of thing that concerns me because I really want you people to have the facts as best we can provide the facts in a fairly complex setting about the opportunity to be a city. Another thing that concerned me about this email had to do with some words that just said we'll be voting on an innocuous sounding limited services city through the charter that gives the opportunity for formation of a full-fledged taxing and spending city with sweeping powers. Now, I paraphrased that, but that's actually what's in the context of the email. Well, the actual truth of the matter is that this is the most limited city in the state of Georgia. When the United Peachtree Corners Civic Association came to me and to Senator Weber and now Senator Millar about this, we framed a charter that limits the powers of this city more than any other place. And that's where the United Peachtree Corners Civic Association gave us a great deal of guidance. I want to point you to a section that enumerates all the city's potential services. In fact, like every other city in the state, there are 29 services enumerated in this piece of legislation for the charter. They have to be in there because that's how cities are formulated by law. However, we've added two clauses that limit the city's powers. One, in section B, we talk about the fact that there are only three powers: planning and zoning, code enforcement, and solid waste management services. That's the only power out of the 29 powers that the city can exercise. The next clause says that if they want to have any additional services, it has to be voted on by referendum of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a clause that is in no other charter of any city in the state of Georgia. That's why this is a new concept called City Light, which gives absolute control over what's going to happen to the city to the people and not to the elected officials. I think that is a lot of control. The other thing we did in this charter to control the size of the city so that it won't grow into just another tax and spend political subdivision is in section 6.11 is we put a cap on the millage rate at 1 mil for this city, up to 1 mil. They can only charge you up to 1 mil. That turns out to be $40 per $100,000 worth of valuation. So if you have a $300,000 house, it's $120 a year. If it's a $600,000 house, it's $240 a year. Now, I need to say that can be changed. Charters can be changed. They have to be done legislatively. It has to pass this House, it has to pass the Senate, and it has to be signed by the governor. And believe me, here's my promise to you. For the term I am in office, I will never increase this millage rate unless one of two things happens. One, there's a referendum to increase the millage rate specifically, or two, you vote for services that would require the increase in the millage rate. They're the only two situations that could occur where this millage rate would be changed if I'm in this seat. And I think any legislator would offer the same thought. Those are the protections that you've got, which I think are far more than anybody else.